Tell me when to stop.
Don't stop. Keep going.
This is a war of attrition. Welcome to Mythical Kitchen, where dreams become food. What the hell was that? That was weird. We've never done that before.
You told us to do it.
Pretty seamless, if you ask me.
Everybody needs a go-to pasta recipe at home for those Tuesday nights. You get home, you're tired, you don't want to cook, so you just toss some crap in a pan and it ends up being tasty and nourishing. So we got 3 professional-ish chefs right here, and you're gonna be a fly on our walls in our kitchen today, cooking our go-to weeknight pasta recipes. We've broken the recipes down into like the recipes. You can snag the time codes right there. We also got full written recipes that work, baby, down below. Check those out. Let's get cooking. Quick and dirty weeknight pasta. Put 15 minutes on the clock. We're gonna do this live. Cajun chicken fettuccine Alfredo. It is a staple at the Chili's. It's a staple at the TGI Fridays Cheesecake Factory. They can't be wrong. Also, this is like stuff that I always have in my home. Nicole, you excited for this?
Yeah, who wouldn't be excited?
We're dropping some fettuccine in there. Nicole, you're gonna be my cook woman. I'm gonna start prepping this. Trying to go fast to prove to people that we can actually cook stuff at home. Boneless, skinless chicken breast. Got the most protein out of any meat, so I always have it.
Okay.
Even though like it doesn't have a lot of flavor, that's why.
Oh my God.
Tony Chachere's. I mean, legit, I always have these ingredients in my house. I have a ton of Cajun seasoning at any point. I always got stuff like paprika, butter. There's always a half an onion in a bag, and no one quite knows where it came from or how old it is, but it's cool because it's an onion, so nobody cares. And so
I've been there before.
Always.
Except I always get shamed for it.
If you put a half an onion in a bag, it'll keep for up to 6 months.
I believe that too, but I get shamed for it all the time. Like, it doesn't like harbor bacteria or something, and I'm
You're
like,
like, we're
like, doesn't all
boiling it in
food?
Cajun seasoning, dude. All right, so we're just gonna get the chicken breast cooking in there.
Yum.
In our
Hear
sizzling
that
hot pan.
sizzle.
God!
Here.
Screw it, I'm gonna dice an onion. Always got onion, always got garlic. If I was actually making a Cajun chicken fettuccine Alfredo, like, if I was really putting some effort into it, but again, weeknight pasta, that's not where you wanna put your efforts, I'm only gonna use a quarter of an onion. Also, if you're chopping an onion on the raw chicken cutting board, it's getting cooked, it's getting boiled in sauce, you're gonna be totally fine. We're gonna get a bunch of butter. Yeah.
Bunch of butter. Yeah.
There we go, it's going.
It's going.
Everything's cranked to high.
Yeah, I mean,
Cranked to high.
that looks like it's on the
Crank it
6.
all the way to high, you know? All right, great. We'll get our onion chopped. Always got garlic. Again, garlic lasts forever in your fridge, so like, that's always there. We're gonna get a couple cloves of this, cook in it, and then we're gonna make a basic, like, legit Alfredo
Hey,
sauce.
I'm here. What's up, man? What can I do for you?
Well,
What can I do you for?
I was just talking, legit, like, the legit Alfredo recipe is actually Italian.
Yeah.
It's from a restaurant in Rome, and there was no cream in it. It was just butter and pasta water
That's
emulsified with
correct.
Parmesan. But
You ever been to Rome before?
Dude, no, I've never been to Italy.
You ever been to Italy?
You never take me anywhere.
I'm so glad you're not making me really do anything other than just observe.
Well, you're gonna be doing stuff.
I
like, you know,
am?
the butter's
Aw,
melting. We're building a roux
thanks.
with the butter. How much time on that 15 minutes? I promised a 15-minute recipe.
You promise?
Well, like, to myself. Taste test the pasta, see if it's
I don't
done.
think it's ready yet.
Yeah, it's been 3 minutes, so eat it. Eat the raw pasta. You seem like you were a raw pasta kid.
No, I was not a raw
No?
pasta kid. I was an overcooked pasta kid, and now
Oh,
I'm an al dente adult.
I was gonna say, you're like the queen of undercooked pasta.
I do love.
I showed you your pasta yesterday and proved you it was undercooked, and you're like, that's how I like it.
Undercooked, al dente. I think it was perfect.
All right, so you're gonna take your garlic, your onions, and the rest of that raw chicken on there.
Lots of raw chicken residue.
We're not making a salad. If you're making a salad, don't use a raw chicken cutting board.
Your butter is browning ever so slightly, getting a little
Can
nutty.
you move it? Appreciate you.
No problem.
A little bit of browning on that butter never hurt anybody.
No, of course not. I think brown butter is a beautiful flavor.
Okay, here, hold that there. I'm gonna toss in, boom,
Great.
boom. So we're gonna start sweating out the aromatics.
Okay.
And then while that's going, anytime you're adding spices to a dish, I'm gonna drop in a ton of paprika because that's gonna give you that lovely red color. Also, paprika, it'll last 15 years in your pantry. It'll lose flavor after 2 years, but you're not in there for the flavor, you're in it because it's red.
Would you like me to flip the chicken?
Yeah, flip the chicken. How we doing on that chicken?
Yummy.
It's looking lovely. That's gorgeous. Yeah. Well, you flip the position in the pan so the other one cooks. Because you can see it's hotter. Now,
Is that better?
yeah. I have this.
It's your special.
Yeah,
spoon, right?
this is the wooden spoon that I like. Everybody has one wooden spoon that they like
Yeah.
in their kitchen.
And
this
one
is
burner
it.
they like.
We really have one burner that we
Yeah,
like.
one burner we like and one spoon we like.
All right, so we're gonna let the chicken finish cooking. We're gonna get those aromatics starting to sweat out.
Great.
Then we're gonna add some flour to it, and then like hit that
Ooh.
with the rest of our ingredients. Start building the sauce.
Exciting.
We're gonna add some flour to our butter.
Ooh, nice.
Aromatics. Yeah, doing a nice little roux action.
This is like kind of like a base of a bechamel.
It is pretty much the base of the bechamel. And
Yeah.
like, again, if I was doing this like more legit, I'd probably have celery and bell pepper in there.
Oh yeah, Cajun Trinity.
Cajun
Yeah,
Trinity,
makes
better
sense.
than mirepoix.
For sure. Oh yeah.
But I never have celery on hand unless I'm doing some like French chicanery.
Chicanery?
Chicanery, you know?
What's
I'm like
chicanery?
making like, oh, I want to make some boeuf bourguignon. But like other than that, I don't have celery. Can I do something to this?
Do whatever you want. Oh! You are...
It's called deglazing a pan, and that is how I cook at home. That is just the truth.
That was some menace to society.
Thank you so much.
Sorry.
Now what you've done is kind of made a blackened chicken stock in there, and then you're gonna add that to your
Wow.
sauce. Check that out.
That was cool.
We're cooking.
I feel like I'm on a cooking show. More than I usually am.
Or even working for a cooking
No.
show for like 3 years.
No. This like speed at with which we are creating right
Yeah.
now is like real like.
This is it.
This is like, what is it called? The chew energy.
Yeah, is that what it's called? The chew or the
With
kitchen?
Jeffrey
The kitchen.
Zakarian.
Although Jeffrey Zakarian, dude, he's getting hotter.
Yeah, Jeffrey Zakarian, come on the show.
We see you, Jeff, man. You're out there. I watch his workout videos.
Daddy.
He's a daddy, dude. We love you, Jeffy Z. All right, boom. This Alfredo sauce, we just want to let this reduce. It's going to thicken from all that flour in there. That little bit of stock. How's that pasta doing?
It's going. I'm trying to make this Mormon mom pasta.
Mormon mom pasta. So there's a couple levels of pasta cookery, of doneness. You have one al dente. That means to the tooth. That means there's that little bit of white on the inside. It's very sort of like toothsome and a little bit hard. I'd say it's undercooked. And then you have the American style, which is a little bit squishy. And then you got Mormon mom, which is that you hardly have to chew the spaghetti. It just dissolves in your mouth, and that's how I like it.
Yeah, I'm trying to get you to the Mormon mom levels.
Heck yeah. Chicken's done. We can
It
pull
is?
this.
No.
Not on the raw. No, this is where you don't put it on the raw cutting board.
Sauce looks honestly, looks gorgeous. Look at
Deep,
that.
dark red that is. Let me taste it.
Is this up to your Mormon mom standard?
Holy shnikes, that's great.
How's it going? Not yet?
Another 20 minutes.
We need
Nicole, drop the pasta in there. Show them how it's
Ready?
done. Show them how it's done. There it is. Yeah, all of it. And then you gotta jimmy it.
What do you call him, Jimmy?
What? No, just jimmy it. There it is. Well, you're jimmying. I'm gonna grate in some parm.
Oh man, this is a dirty pasta and I like that.
Oh yeah,
When we
dude.
say dirty, we mean like down dirty, like you don't have that much time, you don't have that much energy. You're just here to get sustenance in your body.
Your body is predispositioned to love like fat, salt, carbs, and flavor, and that's all this is.
That's all this is.
Tell me when to stop. Tell me when to stop.
Don't stop. Keep going.
It's the war of attrition.
Honey, I don't know nothing about war, but I could have done more Parmesan, let me tell you that. Okay, want to plate it up?
Let it keep going for a sec. I'm gonna do like a
Sure.
nice one of like these little slices on a bias on this chicken breast.
This is a lot of pasta for a little bowl, young man. Wow, that is such a gorgeous cut. Keep going. Wow.
Dude, we got 2 minutes, bro. It's only been 13 minutes.
Are you kidding me? I feel like I've been here for 3 years. Keep going. That looks really good.
It's kind of good, right?
That looks really good.
All right, open up the last one. Boom, chicken's actually cooked. Was worried about that a little bit. I will say, technically, this is a portion for 4 people, but if we're being like real about it, I'm
Sometimes
kinda
you're 4 people. Yeah.
Wait, dude, where's our garnish? Oh my God, Nicole, get something green.
So anything green?
Anything green.
Anything green.
Dude, it can be dried parsley. I don't care.
Dried what?
Like dried parsley.
How about some basil?
Basil, ew. Where's basil? You can take some extra sauce.
Okay, we have basil or spinach. Which do you want?
Oh, spinach, dude, this is a great hack. I'll teach you a great hack. Check this out. If you don't have any fresh herbs in your house, but you want something green, just take anything green. It can be iceberg lettuce, it can be spinach, and you're just gonna chop it out. How much time I got? Plate wipe, plate wipe. Plate wipe. Time!
Wow!
No one asked for there to be a timer except for me, and but we did it.
I feel like I'm at the Cheesecake Factory, and I mean that in the best way possible.
You are the Cheesecake Factory. Can we get a bunch of like weird Egyptian kind of things in here? Nicole, please dig in. Do you do the fork, spoon, twirl method?
Yeah, of course.
No, wait, when you eat pasta, that's how you eat it?
Yeah, I try. I
love that.
I just gotta do one of these really quick.
I eat all noodles with chopsticks.
All?
Regardless of Providence. Yeah.
Every last one?
I make spaghetti at home, I'm going chopsticks. I make cup of noodles at home, I'm going chopsticks.
So big.
If I make coleslaw, I use chopsticks because
That's
that's just
interesting.
cabbage noodle. It's just so satisfying to like get a large thing of noodles and then just like, there we go.
Speaking of satisfying, way to go. I've grown immune to it. People are like, why don't you react?
God, that's good.
I'm dealing with this. That's good. I like the texture of the sauce. He's not listening. And I like the spinach hack. I think the little brightness of the spinach really helps tie it all together.
Visually makes you think that you're eating vegetables. Good.
Quick, dirty. Nicole, what you got in your bag?
You'll see in a little bit.
Spicy.
Actually, you won't. Trevor will.
Oh?
We're about to get into my triple S rigatoni, but before we do that, Trevor wants to tell you guys about Vote Like a Beast.
Yes, Vote Like a Beast. So November 8th, the midterm elections are coming up, and I know that we have fans all across the United States, and a lot of you are gonna be in some really key areas for important elections. So if you wanna go over to votelikeabeast.com, you can check it out, and there's resources to check your voter registration status, see if you've already voted, and a lot of tools to just keep yourself informed on the elections. So definitely go check that out, votelikeabeast.com, and vote. It's important.
Vote or die. That's what P. Diddy said.
What does the triple S stand for?
Great question. Rigatoni rigate is my favorite pasta shape in the whole entire universe.
Okay,
right?
yes, these
so
ones.
the triple S is it's sexy, it's sultry, and it's spicy. So it's basically like a tomato sauce with a little bit of anchovy, and we're gonna put some yummy stuff on it too. I don't wanna give it all away in one bit, but first thing we're gonna do is salt our water and then throw our nudes in. And then Alexa, set a timer for 8.5 minutes.
What can I do to help you?
What you can start doing is making a little paste. So go ahead and take the garlic, the Calabrian chilies, and some salt.
All right.
And you're just gonna scrape them along the board.
Okay.
And make a little paste, and then add some salt for a little bit of abrasive. Yeah, this is one of my favorite tips in Italian cooking, is creating a paste with your garlic. It allows the flavors to really meld and kind of disappear into the oil, which is what we're gonna start doing with some other things. I'm gonna add some butter and a little bit of good olive oil, and just let that get nice and hot.
Good olive oil.
Yeah, none of that cheap stuff.
None of that cheap
Honestly,
stuff.
sometimes the cheap stuff's delicious, I'm not gonna lie. All right, so this is the secret weapon in all of my pastas. I add anchovies into my pastas. Now, how do you feel about
Bit of a
anchovies,
freak.
Trevor?
I love anchovies, and I'm definitely someone that will like ask for anchovies on my Caesar salad.
Totally.
Like, cause they don't do it. They don't do it all the time.
Yeah.
And I want anchovies.
I think whenever you treat them the right way with respect and dignity, they make for a delicious add into any sort of dish. I don't have a spoon to mix with.
You don't have a spoon.
I don't have a
Get her a spoon.
Chop and scrape, chop and scrape, chop and scrape.
Alright.
Yeah, we're using Calabrian chilies, which are this delicious little thing.
Can you remind me to not touch my eyeballs?
Don't touch, sure. Are you an eyeball toucher?
Can everybody in here remind me to not touch my eyeballs?
Are you an eyeball toucher, like a chronic eyeball toucher?
Yeah, chronic eyeball toucher.
Oh, no.
Love touching eyeballs.
No way, ew. That looks beautiful. We got our butter nice and foamy, and now we're gonna add our shallots. Shallots are like onions and garlic if they had like a baby, and then they sent the baby to boarding school because he was being a little bit naughty. You know anybody that went to boarding school?
What? You sent the baby to boarding school
Yeah.
of the onions and the garlic?
Yeah. I'm gonna add some tomato paste, let that get nice and cooked out. Fun fact about tomato paste, if you cook it, you can actually get rid of that tinny tomatoey flavor, and it turns into a really nice, deep, sultry tomato flavor, which I really, really like.
Sultry?
Yeah,
you
sultry.
Keep using this word to describe food.
Hey,
I wish
food.
more of my food was sultry.
Well, let me tell you, after you eat this pasta, you're gonna try to make sultry food all the time.
Yeah?
Yeah, go ahead and throw the mash in there. It looks beautiful, Trevor. Thank you
In
for
where?
In here. Thank you. Nice slap.
Thank you. I really want to touch my eyeballs.
Don't touch them.
But
you can wash your hands. How about that? You want to go wash your hands?
Nah.
Nah.
I'll wash it.
Go ahead and wash your hands.
I'll wash it.
Yeah, I'm gonna add some cherry tomatoes. I do love the way cherry tomatoes taste in this pasta in particular. And a little touch of salt. We don't want to oversalt. Too much salt with anchovies makes it really, really gross. But just a little touch to help brighten everything up. And maybe just a little pepper.
That's a lot of burrata. Is all that going on top?
Yeah, there's no pepper in this grinder.
I love pasta.
Yeah.
I'm a pasta freak.
You're a pasta freak?
I'm a bit of a freak. Honestly,
freak in the morning, freak in
I-
the evening, freak every time you want.
When I was in high school and I started when I first got into cooking, I mean, I got into cooking like earlier than high school, but a lot of the cooking I did when I was younger was baking. And then I was like,
Sure.
I started cooking meals for myself. The amount of times that I would just cook noodles, put butter in the noodles and like a little bit of olive oil, and then just like dried Italian herb mixtures in a bowl.
Yeah.
I ate that so often.
Dried Italian herbs get a bad rep, but let me just tell you,
They're fire.
delicious. Doesn't matter how long it's in your pantry.
Oh, no.
I probably have spices older than you in my pantry.
Yeah, older
But
than me.
Maybe, you know.
They're aged.
They're heavily aged. So I'm gonna take the back of my spatula. I'm just gonna. You can actually do this part. You can actually
You want
squash
me
them.
to squash them?
Squash some maters. We want to get some seeds in there. If they don't squash, it's okay.
They're so freaking.
They're so flimsy.
They're so. It's like when you're trying to. Oh, I got one.
Nice.
It's like when you're trying to grab a eggshell out of when you crack an egg and you accidentally get a shell in there and you can't
Sure.
pick it up. That's what this feels like.
I know all about that. That happens to me a lot more than I.
But you use
care
the
to
same
admit.
strategy because
Yeah.
you just push it up against the side.
No, you're right, man. You're right. Our tubes are looking good. Go ahead and toss them up in there, Trevor. Give them a nice toss. Beautiful. Very nice. And now here's just a touch of pecorino.
Do I get to eat this?
Yeah, of course.
I'm so excited.
A little bit of pecorino. We're gonna emulsify this into our sauce.
Splendid.
Let it go, Trevor. Now give it a nice mix. Very, very nice.
Absolutely incredible.
Very incredible. Why does this accent we've started doing?
Absolutely incredible.
A little bit more pasta water. Give it a nice shimmy shake, jimmy jam. Very nice. Okay, freaking fantastic. Let's put a little bit of this in there.
Oh, splendid.
Oh, splendid. It looks gorgeous.
Splendid.
Gorge. Look at that. Sign me up. We could just leave this pasta like this, right?
We could.
But we're not gonna do that.
Oh.
See, there's one thing you should know about me. I don't let things just slide. You know, I want them to be as fancy as humanly possible, but still accessible. So I'm gonna take my burrata and I'm just gonna split it right down the center, okay?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna take some dank olive oil, squiggle that over the top.
Oh,
Okay.
great heavens.
A little bit of
Oh,
pep,
scrumptious, in fact.
a sprinkle of salt, and some basil leaves.
Wowzers in me trousers. That is a pasta.
And there you go. All right, Trevor, here is the Triple S rigatoni.
Can't wait.
Dig in. I'm just gonna kind of scooch some of the stracciatella inside and pick up a few nudes. Try to get some maters.
Yeah, I'm
And
gonna
then
get
just go
some
for it.
nudes and some maters and some cheese.
Okay.
Oh,
You understand why it's called Triple S now?
yeah.
You understand it?
Oh, I'm feeling all three of those S's
Does it make sense?
in my mouth right now.
Damn, that burrata just ties it all together.
It really does. It's so good. The Calabrian chili is so good. I love Calabrian chili because in this dish, it's not too spicy. Because one time Josh made me eat a Calabrian chili out of the jar and it was really spicy and I
Sorry
cried.
about that.
Calabrian chili, they're chilies that are grown in Calabria. They're really good. Just pop one out and try one. They're not hot. They're pretty hot.
You lied to me. But like this, when it's actually cooked into a dish, it's really lovely.
Yeah, it is. It's really, really delicious. Please make this. Please make all of our pastas. But Trevor, what do you have cooking up under your sleeve?
You know, I'm a bit of a bacon guy, and so I'm gonna use the fancy Italian bacon pancetta to make a little creamy pancetta.
I'm so sorry I made you eat that Calabrian chili. Everyone
it
deserves
was
to feel
funny.
safe at work.
It was funny. Wasn't that, were we making like Olive Garden something?
Yeah, the Calabrian chili chicken sandwich.
It was a good
And I-
sandwich.
Yeah, I tricked you. Right when you ate it, I felt regret.
Yeah, that's okay. Well, I got pancetta here. Pancetta is Italian bacon.
I believe unsmoked, but heavily cured.
Heavily cured, yes, that is correct. And I love it, and it tastes good. So I'm gonna put it in. This feels like a lot.
So much
That's
pancetta.
so
dude.
much.
Save some. We'll make omelets tomorrow morning.
Dude, yeah. Hold on. Let me just grab a handful and just. Oh, pan's not hot.
That's all right. No, actually, pancetta in a cold pan. Like I start
Not that
baking in a
big,
cold
yeah.
pan because it helps it sweat out, and then
Yeah.
you get some of that. Even if like steam happens, then
Yeah, it'll be okay.
it'll cook out. This is the best smell I've smelled in a long time.
It's a nice smell. It's the garlic. I added garlic. I was scared because Nicole said she believed that there are like 3 really key ingredients in like Italian cooking, and I'm using none of them.
Which ones?
She said olive oil.
Nah, not that. I don't like that.
Did you say butter,
She
Nicole?
said butter. She said anchovies.
And then she said anchovies.
The fact that Nicole made the claim that anchovies are like a building block of Italian cuisine is pretty nuts.
Yeah, pretty insane.
You said that, and I was like, we're gonna let it fly. It's a pretty nuts thing to say.
Oh, I love
I
this.
respect
Okay,
it.
so you're getting
Smells
a little
great.
bit of this like crispity crunchity down in the bottom of the pan.
Yeah.
You love that because we're gonna deglaze it with a little bit of this pasta water afterward, and that's just gonna add extra flavor to the sauce.
Yeah, they call that in Basque cooking. I believe they call it socarat, which means soul of the pan. Or no, Valenciana.
You could be lying to me, and I would have
Paella?
no idea.
No, it's like the paella term for like the bottom of the pan. They call it the soul of the pan, socarat.
You're the
I thought you were
only
gonna
person
say
that would know
you
that.
could suck these nuts. I thought you were gonna say that.
I've changed. I can grow. Can I?
These nuts me in a while.
Yeah, because I've grown up, Josh. I'm a more mature person now, okay? I've gone to therapy.
Is that what they told you?
Yeah, they said stop D's nutsing your coworkers and you'll be a lot happier.
Like, do you think that D's nuts are really in here the whole time? And then you start crying and they're like, that'll be $900. Deglaze this once you get a little bit of browning on it. That
Yeah.
way the pasta water, because pasta water, right, you're getting what are called particulate emulsifiers, which is
Yeah.
like the flour from the pasta is literally inside this, what does that look like to you?
Lemonade.
Dog semen. So we're gonna add some of that. And then if you add it a little bit at a time and really stir it, really agitate it, you'll see it actually kind of becomes like creamy because the little particulates in there, it's almost creating like a form of a roux, right? So you're seeing that, but that's pretty freaking cool.
It's pretty freaking cool.
Very nice. Trevor, now that's a great technique. Tell the people why you took the pancetta out of the pan.
Because I felt like it.
Okay, there it is.
Can I not just feel like doing something?
Can, dude.
I don't want soggy pancetta.
When you and Nicole are cooking together, everything is so smooth. Sometimes I think the problem is me.
When have we ever been smooth together on a cooking show? You can see how we've got all that fat and oil on the sides. It is gonna mix into the cream and it's gonna be really delicious. Now I know what you're thinking, Trevor, that looks like poo.
I didn't.
The people out there, not you, Josh, because you know how to cook.
I made something once and somebody said it looked like goose. Trevor, tell them what kind of cheese this is.
This is Parmigiano Reggiano.
That was the most beautiful thing I ever heard.
It's Parmesan. This is generally how you make like a simple cream sauce is just cream heated on a very low heat with a bunch of cheese melted into it.
Yeah.
That's how you make a classic cream sauce. That's kind of what we're doing. Like if you made like a fettuccine Alfredo, that's basically what it is. It's just cream and cheese.
Pretty much. I did a roux. I did like a flour-based roux with milk with mine, but that's just because I always got milk in the house and I rarely have heavy cream in the house.
Yeah.
But if you're a baker, you're probably making a lot of whipped cream.
I'm making a lot of whipped cream.
Schlog. Have you ever heard the term schlog?
Schlog?
Schlog.
No, explain that to me.
Schlog's like, it's an Austrian term for whipped cream, I believe.
What?
Like, see, nobody else has heard of schlog?
I
Julia's family, because that's what they called it, Peter Luger's steakhouse in New York.
They call it schlog?
Yeah, like you want some schlog, and it's just a thick
If anybody ever asked me if I wanted schlog, I'd probably call the cops.
I'd be like, how much?
Wait, pause.
How much for the schlog?
What was the hand motion you did?
Well, it was this. It was the greedy money counter.
The sauce is looking really nice and thick. I'm gonna crack some pepper in there. I'm gonna turn the
you
heat
put
off.
a lot of pepper in it?
Yeah, I'll put a lot of pepper
I
in
really
it.
like a lot of pepper in my pasta.
Is that just for you?
Yeah.
Just for you? All right, I'm gonna put a lot of pepper. I'm gonna
That's
crack
nice.
it in.
Cream loves
Salt.
pepper.
I'm not gonna go too overly heavy on the salt because pancetta is very salty.
That's true.
Do you wanna fling it in
Well,
there?
I'm holding this. There it is. And then do you want to put the...
I don't have a good tool to...
Do you want me to put this back in? Reintroduce the
Yes,
pancetta?
reintroduce the pancetta.
So you...
Okay, I'm gonna keep it a $1.100 with you.
Yeah.
Josh. I normally would have let the pancetta get crispier, and then I take it out because I don't want it to sit in the cream and then get soggy, and then you have little crispy pancetta bits.
But then I deglazed it with the water.
But then
and
you
ruined
deglazed it with the water and ruined everything.
This is why.
I'm kidding. It's still gonna be good.
This looks lovely. When
Yeah.
do you want me to squeeze the lemon in there?
Once we plate it, Josh.
It's a half
Because we
a
gotta
lemon.
put it on the plate.
Exactly
for
one half of a lemon.
For having like 5 ingredients, this took a long time. All right.
You want me to lemon it a little bit?
Well, I was gonna do the lemon on top. Did you want to mix?
Well, this is your dish, man. Why am I taking over?
Because I trust you and I'm scared cooking by myself.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Can I do that?
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, like right at the end, so you're not getting like the heat on the lemon, you know, but you're getting it incorporated in there. And then if you want some extra lemon on top, you can also do that. Or you can give it a little toss, give it a little jimmy. There it is. Yeah, this is an American carbonara. That's what it is. I know Italians like, no, carbonara must be raw egg. And this is American carbonara. This is what we call carbonara. Put some
And it's
peas
good.
in there.
I don't have
especially.
I don't have tongue.
Can we go to the store and get some damn peas?
Should I just dump it?
Yeah, dump it. Dude, lovely. Boom. This looks very Japanese.
Yeah, okay, get some cheese on there. That's good, thank you.
right.
Thank you.
Right.
And then just a little.
Pasta should also be 30% wetter when you plate it than when you expect to eat it.
Yes.
That's a real thing. That's a restaurant thing.
Because noodles just soak up moisture so fast.
Yeah.
All right,
Moister
it's
than
done.
oyster.
Do you want to eat it?
I would love to eat this.
Yay. Josh, you ready to dig in? It's
This
all
looks delightful.
done. I'm excited. The sauce didn't break. It looks really nice, really creamy still.
You know what this looks like?
What?
This looks like the Olive Garden carbonara, which is a compliment.
Is
You
it?
did good work. You did
Is
good
it?
work at the Olive Garden.
I mean, the sauce looks really nice. And I mean,
does.
heavy cream is a finicky mistress, but she seems to have been nice to us today.
Hot damn.
That's tasty, man.
Deceptively complex.
It's really good.
Very few ingredients, but like black pepper and lemon do a ton of the carrying of the flavor against
Yeah.
that pancetta.
You want to know something that I didn't talk about earlier, but I'm going to talk about it now.
Go ahead.
No, the noodles. Did you notice anything about the noodles? Because these are store-bought noodles, Josh. They were already cold. I know, right? I didn't roll out fresh spaghetti, but these are actually way better than normal. And we got it from, we asked Sport what their like favorite noodle was. Because they did like a whole store-bought pasta taste test. Why are you doing hand motions like that, you weirdo?
Oh, I don't know, man. I was gonna add.
We asked them what their favorite store-bought pasta was, and they said, I think I have it here, Rayo's. And I wasn't surprised, because Rayo's make really good product.
Also cheap. Rayo spaghetti sauce is like $10. Their pasta, this is like $2.50.
Feel
compared to, like
this noodle
$1.19.
though. It's so different than like normal.
Oh,
It's like,
of course. Nice hefty Durham wheat in there.
House milled semolina flour.
They mill their semolina flour
Dude.
in-house. Go check out Forks.
Unreal, yeah.
Trevor, this is a delightful dish. Thank you for showing me your soul.
I'm gonna take one big bite and let you do the
I feel I'm so full. I've been eating so much pasta just doused in butter and cream today, and I'm having a great time. For real, Trevor, thank you. This is a delight. Anytime something cooks for you, that's a freaking mitzvah. Thank you all so much for stopping by Mythical Kitchen. We got new episodes out every week. We got new episodes of our podcast every Wednesday, new episodes of Trevor's podcast.
Tuesday.
But then like the YouTube video comes out like
Monday.
All right. We got like social media, you know, like the TikTok, the Instagram, that's at Mythical Kitchen. Send us pictures of your mythical dishes, hashtag dreams become food. Just like Corinne did. Corinne made her wifey the spaghetti napolitan from Japan. She said that her wife doesn't typically like Italian pastas because she's not a big fan of tomatoes. So getting a little bit of the ketchup in there with the napolitan, taking it out of the Italian canon into the Japanese canon, which is actually a pretty cool metaphor for how, like, you know, different cultures transpose different foods to different tastes.
Really good dish. I'm glad that they made it. Like, more people should make that. It was
Corinne
yummy.
and wifey, y'all rule. Thank y'all so much. See you next time. Hey you, cook up your own feast while wearing the Mythical Kitchen apron. Available now at mythical.com.